Dear students, now we are going to see the details of the cervical vertebrae. In the cervical region, we are having seven vertebrae. Seven cervical vertebrae are seen in our body. Okay. The seven cervical vertebrae can be classified into two categories: typical and atypical. See, third to sixth, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth are known as typical. First, second, and seventh are known as what? Atypical. Means these third to seventh vertebrae shows same features. Okay, that's why it's known as typical. Then first, second, and seventh they shows their own features. Okay. Now, first we are going to see the details of typical cervical vertebrae. See, being a vertebrate is having body, then vertebral arch, vertebral foramen. Those are the parts of a vertebrate. So first we are going to see the features of a body. Body which is small. Body here also it's a small cylindrical mass. Okay, then it is broader from side to side than before backwards. See, this is what the vertebrae, body of the vertebrae. This is the anterior aspect of the vertebrae, spine. See, spine which is seen here in the posterior side. Okay, so it will be easy to identify the side. Body is seen in the anterior aspect and the spine is seen in the posterior side. So this is the posterior side, this is the anterior side of the vertebrae. Okay, so this vertebrae, this is what the body. Body is broad from side to side than anterior to posterior. Then its superior surface is concave, transversely, and upward projecting lips on each side. See, this is the superior articular surface or superior surface. Okay, superior surface of the body. It is concave. See here towards the side there we can see two projecting lips. Two lips are there. Okay, so because of that lips, it is concave. The superior surface is concave. Then the inferior surface, which is saddle shaped means it is convex from side to side and concave from before backward. See, from anterior to posterior, it is concave. The inferior surface is concave. Then from side to side, it is convex. Such a surface are known as what? Saddle shaped surfaces. So those are the features of some important features of body. So body is comparatively smaller. Then it is broad from side to side. The two articular surfaces or two surfaces, superior surface and inferior surface. Superior surface is having upward projecting lips on sides. Now vertebral foramen. Vertebral foramen, it is triangular. See, this is what the vertebral foramen. See the shape, it is almost triangular shaped vertebral foramen. Now we are going to see the vertebral arch with the pedicle, lamina, spine, transverse process, and the articular process. See, first one is the pedicle. Pedicle which directs backward and laterally. And the superior and inferior vertebral notches are almost equal in size. See, this one is a pedicle. This is the opposite side pedicle. See this pedicle which directs backward and laterally. No, this is here in this diagram. This is anterior side and this is spine. So here this is the posterior side. So it runs backward and laterally. Backward means like this. Okay, this is backward direction. So not strictly backward, slightly laterally also. So backward and laterally. So pedicle runs backward and laterally. Then if you are checking the notches, vertebral notches, superior and inferior are almost equal in size. Okay, so that's all about the pedicle. Then lamina, which is narrow and long. See, these two are the two lamina. So that's all, relatively long and narrow, being thinner above and above than below. Okay. Then superior and inferior articular processes projects laterally at the junction of the pedicle and the lamina. See here also it is having one superior and inferior articular processes. That's all. See superior articular process, then inferior articular process at the junction of the pedicle and see at the junction of this pedicle and the lamina. So pedicle and the lamina. See this one. This is a articular process with the two articular surfaces. See, this is a superior articular surface. Like that, in the inferior side, there we are having one more surface, inferior articular surface. That's all. Okay, so articular processes are having two articular surfaces, superior and inferior. Then transverse process. Here, the transverse process is having one particular feature. One foramen is seen here. The transverse process known as foramen transversarium. Okay, foramen transversarium. See this foramen. It is known as foramen transverse area. Okay, see, this is the transverse process. This complete thing. This is what the transverse process with a foramen known as a foramen transverse area. Then this process is having an anterior and posterior root. These two roots are connected by costo-transverse bar. What are they? See, in front of this foramen transverse area, see here we can see the anterior root. Behind that, this is a posterior root. Okay, so anterior root, then posterior root. These two are connected by another bar. This is the costo-transverse bar. So it is having an anterior root, then posterior root. And this connecting part, it is a costo-transverse bar. Okay, now here in the anterior root, there we can see a projection anterior tubercle. Like that, here in the posterior root, there we can see another projection. This is a posterior tubercle. So anterior tubercle, posterior tubercle. So anterior root with the anterior tubercle, posterior root with the posterior tubercle, then connecting costo-transverse bar. So in between these three, there we can see the foramen transverse area. Then here, then the last point about the spine. Okay, see spine, it is bifid. So pedicle is clear, lamina is clear, articular process is clear, transverse process is also clear. Now this one is a spine. So here this spine divides into two. So that is what bifid spine. So bifid spine is a unique feature of the cervical vertebrae. Okay, so these are the features of typical cervical vertebrae. Okay, now we are going to see the typical cervical vertebrae. First one is the atlas vertebrae. Atlas vertebrae is almost a ring-shaped vertebrae, and it is not having body. See this vertebrae, this ring-shaped vertebrae, this is an atlas vertebrae. It is not having a body. This is having one anterior arch, then posterior arch, then lateral mass. This thickened region, this is what the lateral mass. So right and left lateral masses. From the lateral mass, we can see the transverse process. Look at this transverse foramen transverse area. Okay. So what are the parts of the atlas? Anterior arch, posterior arch, transverse processes, lateral masses, then transverse processes. You see that. So it is a ring-shaped vertebrae, body is absent, then spine is also absent. Then it is having anterior arch, posterior arch, then right and left lateral masses, then transverse processes. You see, anterior arch marked by a median anterior tubercle on its anterior side. It is what is meant by that? See, this is the anterior arch. In the anterior aspect of this anterior arch, there we can see a projection. See, this projection, this is the anterior tubercle. So anterior arch in the midline, where it is having one projection is the anterior tubercle. Now, if you are checking the posterior surface of or posterior side of the anterior arch, see, this is the anterior arch, this is the posterior side. See, there we are having an articular surfaces. Okay, that articular surface joins with the odontoid process of the atlas. See, this is the second cervical vertebrae. Now, this process, this finger-shaped projection of this second cervical vertebrae is known as a dens or the odontoid process. Okay, so this dens joins with this posterior surface of the anterior arch. Okay. So anterior arch, it is having a median anterior tubercle. Then in its posterior surface, it is having an oval-shaped facet or articular facet which joins with the dens to form atlanto-axial joint. Now, posterior arch. Posterior arch, that also having one tubercle, that is a posterior tubercle. See here, this is the posterior arch. Okay, see here in the midline, it is having a projection. This one is a posterior tubercle. So anterior arch and posterior arch circle. Now lateral mass. Lateral mass, see here, the superior aspect or superior side, there we are having an oval-shaped facet. It joins with the occipital bone of the skull to form atlanto-occipital joint. Between the atlas and the occipital bone, that joint is known as atlanto-occipital joint. So this concave oval-shaped facet joins with the occipital bone. Okay, so lateral mass. Superior articular facet. See, upper surface is having a superior articular facet which joins with the occipital bone to form atlanto-occipital joint. We already saw that. Then inferior aspect, there it is having another rounded facet or circular facet. which joins with the axis vertebrae, which joins with the axis vertebrae to form atlantoaxial joint. It is not there. So here, this is a lateral mass. It's inferior surface. This is a superior surface. Below, inferior part, there it is having an inferior articular surface. It is almost a rounded or circular. Okay, that joins with the next lower vertebrae. Which one is the next lower vertebrae? Second cervical vertebrae. It is known as the axis vertebrae. Okay, why it is known as axis? It is having one axis here. Okay, this is a cylindrical mass. Sorry, this finger-shaped mass that as a axis for the atlas vertebrae. Atlas vertebrae rotates around this axis. Okay, that's why this vertebrae is known as axis. So it is having one superior articular facet which forms atlanto-occipital joint, then inferior articular facet which forms the atlanto-axial joint. Then transverse process here also foramen transversory is present. Again, see this is a transverse process with the foramen transversory. So these are the features of first cervical vertebrae. Some more features are there that you have to read from your textbook. Now, second cervical vertebrae. Okay, this one is the second cervical vertebrae. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the features of the second cervical vertebrae. Here also it is having a body. Okay, this is what the body. From the body, we can see one finger-shaped projection. That one is a dens or the odontoid process. So this one is a odontoid process or the dens. Okay, that is what the main peculiarity of the body. Body is not having the superior articular surface of the superior surface. Instead of that, it is having a projection there on the superior surface. That projection is known as the dens. Then pedicle. See this one is this area it is known as a pedicle. Then lamina. See this one is this broad lamina. It is having a broad lamina. Then spine. It is having a bifid spine. Then articular process. See here we can see the articular process with a large superior articular surface. See these are the right and left superior articular surface. Then here comes the inferior articular surface. Then transverse process. It is having a foramen transversory. And these are some of the important features of this second cervical vertebrae. Then seventh cervical vertebrae, you have to go through the seventh cervical vertebrae. It is not having the bifid spine, it's having a single spine. That is what the main peculiarity. It resembles the thoracic vertebrae. Okay, so these are the features of cervical vertebrae. Atlas, one important 5-mark question. Okay, then typical cervical vertebrae, another 5-mark question. Okay. The remaining features you have to read from your textbook. Okay, thank you.